Yeah, let's ready up. Well, welcome everybody to SFR Season 5, Round 5. We are in Belgium this evening. Spa-Francorchamps, historical, very historic, very old track. Still got the old cottage down at the bottom of Eau Rouge, which is still standing from the early 1900s. And it's still going to be there. They are reprofiling Eau Rouge Raidillon for the new season, making the inside runoff a lot bigger, so we can hopefully see a few less accidents. And yeah, it's a very fast track, a very long track, and very tricky. It's, you know, it's a real driver's track, this one. You've got to have a lot of downforce, especially for Eau Rouge Raidillon. You've got to have a lot of, as Delta just puts in the Discord, let's go motor racing. We're going to go motor racing. We have 17 driver grid. We are waiting on 2 more. Not sure if they are going to turn up. One driver went to the Nottingham Forest game, actually. And he's stuck in traffic on the way back from that, so a good result for him. He is a Forest fan. They did beat Leicester 4-1. The other driver, I'm not sure where he is. He made himself available, reserve in ERT Henry, but he's not here yet, so he might show up during qualifying at some point. Hopefully it won't glitch out lobbies if we do have people joining, but you never know. You never know. Watch this space. I think they did fix that particular glitch in the latest update. I'm currently multitasking. I am watching Bournemouth get beaten at the minute by Boreham Wood, team 5 divisions below them in the FA Cup, so that's on in the background. So I'll probably might shout and scream a little bit as that comes, but at the minute it looks like it's dry weather. We've just loaded into the lobby. It looks dry. I have got Delta on the line, so when we do go into the lobby, you can see the weather forecast. You can let me know what the weather's going to be, but at the minute, for qualifying at least, it looks clear and dry. For those of you who watched the NRL race last night, we went to Mexico and it was full wet conditions for the start of the race, and then went to intermediate conditions towards the end, and some drivers got the strategy spot on, some didn't get it spot on. It's just quite a hard thing to do sometimes. It's taken a little while to load into the lobby. Here we go. I think we're going in now. There we are. Right, we're in. We are in. So drivers, so Coolbeans has taken the championship lead. He hasn't won a race yet this season, but he has been horrendously, disgustingly consistent. Yeah, disgustingly consistent. So he is top of the standings. He's top. Closely followed by Stein, closely followed by Honesy. We have let's get the track maps up while I'm here so I can see who's trying to leave the pit lane. No one's leaving the pit lane just yet. We're right on board with the first driver. Oh, there's a driver at the bottom just there. Who's that? It's a Haas. It's a Haas. Who's that going to be? It's, oh, Brexit Beast. He's lost his wing on the exit of the pit lane. That's not going to do him very good. So we'll jump on with another driver, because he won't be able to set a hot lap with that damage. Let's see the drivers who do fight for space. I think it's Lasser I'm on board with at the minute, closely followed by Exotic. I think that's Rayner up ahead. Now Rayner does normally do the first lap, so I might jump on board with either Exotic or the McLaren in Delta Lima as our first hot lap driver. We do normally get Rayner is normally the first one out. I think he likes to be watched, should we say, on his laps. He likes to show off a little bit sometimes. But I will probably jump on board with probably Exotic. I haven't done Exotic for a little while, or my good friend Delta. See how much Delta pays me come the end of the lap. But as we come around Pujon there, that's a very hard corner to nail. You don't want to touch that inside curve. Your ride height's got to be spot on. And then these the flick right, the flick left before we head down to Blanchimont. Oh, Cottage Corner, this one's coming up here, as you can just see on the exit. Watch out for drivers understeering into that, especially towards the end of their stints. And if the tyres are a bit hot, it can cause a few issues. And as you come around Blanchimont, flat out, it's not an overtaking spot. You do get one hell of a slipstream along here though, so drivers will make the attempt. Depending on the weather, it might not work out too well for them. So Exotic rounds the bus stop chicane onto the pit straight, and he's going to be bombing it down towards turn 1 and La Source. Very tight right-hander. Very short run from the pit, from the starting grid down to turn 1, and it has a chance to bunch the field up into that corner. As we watch Exotic go up Eau Rouge into Radeon, keeps the car straight, and he's going to get a nice slipstream here from the car ahead, which is a Red Bull of Impossible. Bacon does let off the gas, and Exotic does fly past without getting any slipstream, so it didn't give him anything just there. He brakes at the end of the Kemmel straight. He's coming through this tricky part of the track as well. Run too wide to that corner, you will invalidate your lap. Very hard corner this one, downhill braking zone into the right-hander at Brussels, and we're going to No Name now. And we're going to head down towards Pouhon. Now you don't want to be touching any of the inside curbs here. You want to get as close as you possibly can to them, but do not touch them. And we now head, he did avoid them quite. This looks more of a banker lap than anything. Doesn't look the fastest lap he could possibly put on. And double right-hander coming up. Got to use all the exit curb, try and get the turning point for that corner. And now we go flat out all the way to bus stop. He's going to be emptying his ERS supply. He's going to stay right, cut back in left, follow the road round onto the right-hand side, then move himself across to the left-hand side. Brake at about 75 metres for the bus stop. Shift down gears, you want to be shifting up and down all the way through there. Short shift, doesn't short shift as much as he probably could have done, and he goes second with a 143. And I've just about to jump aboard with Delta there, and he had already crossed the line. He does a 44.1, so he's about 9/10 off Exotic's time, and a full second off Rayner. But we are just currently watching banker laps going. Get a time in, get a time on the board, go back out with fresh tyres on, and pick different braking points. As B16, the return of B16, full-time driver for so long, dropped down to reserve this season, comes back for his first race with us this year and puts himself into P3 with a 143.813. Cool Beans, championship leader, is coming round the bus stop in the Mercedes. His teammate isn't with him tonight, Righty Boy. He is sets a 142.766. He goes a full 4/10 quicker than what Rayner could do. His teammate tonight isn't here. It was down to be Toss, and Toss didn't show up at the last minute, so yeah, we haven't got just one Mercedes out on track today, only an 18-car grid. Red Dog's on an outlap, Dace is on a flying as he comes through Blanchimont, 114.4 in the middle sector, so that looked a bit quicker than what Rayner put in an Exotic. So we'll see see if Dace has got anything to put himself on provisional pole. Does he go provisional pole? No, he goes second, just a 10th off Cool Beans. Lasser's just starting his flying lap. Was right on board him through Eau Rouge, up the hill and into Radeon. So that wall on the left-hand side has been taken out and it's been moved back quite far. So we're going to be hopefully not see quite so many big accidents at the top of the hill as we have seen over the last recent seasons. And a heavy braking zone at the end of the Kemmel straight. Touched a bit too much of the inside curb there and just threw himself off with a bit of oversteer, so that's going to have lost him a little bit of time. And expect to see a lot of brake lockups there, but Lasser didn't lock up at all there, so that was pretty good from him. So it's a very tricky corner. Very easy to invalidate your lap through here, either on the inside or the outside. And then Pouhon drops down a gear, lifts off the gas, straight back on it, and follows it round. We're going to expect to see a few cars spin off there. I mean, for those of you who watched Australia last week, yeah, it wasn't the best race we've ever seen from SFR. Lots of retirements, lots of accidents, and lots of safety cars. But it was more driver error than bad driving from anyone, really. That race. It was more. I think turn 10 got a lot of drivers, that quick left-right chicane. Turn 6 and 7. got a few drivers caught out as well. So yeah, we'll see what Spa will bring us today. As Lasser rounds the final corner, puts his foot down and goes provisional pole with a 1:42.715. Now Brexit Beast looks like a quite slow middle sector. It's 1:16, so he's not going to be troubling the top of the timesheets. Let's see what time he can put on the board. He obviously lost his front wing coming out of the pit lane. Very tight entry and exit pit lane here, so expect to see maybe a few mistakes as Brexit goes a 1:44.963. Will has set a 1:44.8. He's pretty good in qualifying recently, so look out for him. And Red Dog is abandoned that lap, and I think he's going to go for another one. He's warmed himself up, slingshots himself down into turn 1. We're going to have a right-hander here. And let's follow him through in the Aston Martin up Eau Rouge and Raidillon. As I say, this corner is going to catch quite a few drivers out. We're going to lose probably at least 2, I would say, up that part of the track. Red Dog gets up there pretty neat and tidy. He's got a car on the right. He isn't going to try and get the slipstream of Tiger. He's just going to keep to his racing line and hits the braking zone at the end of the Kemmel. And just, yeah, see that curb there on the inside? He just touched that. I was doing a bit of practice earlier, driving around, and that curb got me a few times. You don't want to be touching that at all. Got the power a little bit early there, did Red Dog. Had to let off a little bit, but it's very tricky. It's one of those corners where you just want to get the power down. And there we go. He's touched that inside curb, and he is out of qualifying. Red Dog is out. He's crashed at Pujon. Yeah, he just touched that inside curb. You saw it, and it threw him into the inside wall. It's very close inside wall there. So yeah, Red Dog, we have lost first driver of the qualifying session. So Stein comes around Pujon now. He won't be going anywhere near that curb, but he does drift out, and the car is still there from Red Dog. Thankfully the ghosting is on, and Stein managed to avoid a massive crash just there. Stein takes a couple of stabs to get that car turned in at the left-hander. Honesy goes provisional pole with a 1:42.455, so he's 3/10 quicker than Lasser. So Honesy is on qualifying and on form in qualifying. He's not done very well in qualifying recently, so he needs to up his form, and he seems to have done it. He's on provisional pole so far, but what can Stein do as we come round? I don't think it's... breaks himself into the bus stop. Goes right, goes left. Short shifts up to third. Up into fourth. DRS is open, stays right, and goes P3 with a 42.7. So we've got 3 drivers in the 42.7s, all pretty close together. And Honesy absolutely smashing it, and in a 42.4. Let's jump on board with Medwards as he comes row. He's coming straight into the pits. Abandoned lap, abandoned ship. Fresh set of tyres. Hasn't managed to put a lap on the board yet. It's the second time I've seen him go in the pit, so maybe he's invalidated, struggling with track invalidations. And he is there. Tiger NASCAR is done a 1:58.4, so that's not a competitive lap at all from him. Takes too much inside curb there and invalidates his lap. He was up on his previous time. He obviously made a mistake maybe in the middle of the third sector, which is why it was such a slow time. And let's jump aboard Mr. Woot. Mr. Woot is getting a tasty slipstream from Coolbeans up ahead. Coolbeans is on a lap as well, so they're both on laps. So Mr. Woot might get some dirty air. Coolbeans doesn't have to get out of the way unless he makes a mistake of Mr. Woot. So Mr. Woot is having the benefit of a slipstream, but also the disadvantage of dirty air through some of the fast corners, which is going to be evident into Pujon shortly. So riding on board Mr. Woot's perspective, Corbins does seem to be pulling away a little bit, opening up the gap. They were a little bit closer earlier on, so Corbins is on a pretty good lap. Where's the end of the second sector? Let's see what Corbins' sector time is. Is he up on his personal best? Just going to find out very shortly. Does invalidate. He was 3/10 up. So Corbins is now invalidated. Mr. Woot, though, is still going strong. Now he's going to get the benefit of a slipstream along here. One car has already moved out of the way in Stein. And is Stein going to get out of the way? Yes, he is. He just does drift right. Mr. Woot goes through. Lasser on the left. And Cool Beans, is he going to go for another warm-up lap? He's going straight into the pit lane. Mr. Woot comes around the final corner, puts his foot down, and he is going to cross the line. Oh, very close to that inside wall there. Goes P7 with a 43 flat. Now, we haven't ridden on board with, as you was about to say, the McLaren of B16 is back. He's a tenth and a half up on his best time, so this should see him jump a couple of positions if he can keep his trajectory going on. Stays very close to that inside there. That's what you want to be doing. Follow that inside curb round into No Name. It's the only a bit twitchy on the exit there. Don't want to touch that outside curb too much, as he will throw you off. This is where his good friend Red Dog crashed out earlier on. So that's, as I say, No Name is the only corner on the track without a name. So it's been called No Name. So it has got a name. It just hasn't got a name at the same time. If that makes sense. Probably not. I'm talking shit. So, yeah. Right, we come round into Blanchimont. He's going to have a slipstream of an Alpine ahead, and that is Willans. Willans is on a lap as well, so he won't have to get out of the way. Cali Rob is in the pit lane. Lasser's on a lap. We'll jump on board with Lasser very soon. I think he's just coming towards the end of the middle sector. Will gets out of the way into the pit lane. B16 comes to cross the finish line and goes 6.5 tenths faster and jumps up to P9. Where was Lasser? Lasser. Hello, Lasser. Lasser's 3 tenths up. He's going to be pushing Honesy here for provisional pole position. It's very close to get. You really do struggle to get 3 runs in at this track, as it's such a long in, out and flying lap that he might not have a chance to go any faster than he has now. He goes across the line into the low 42s, and he goes provisional pole, a 42.233. So what can Honesy, what can Cali, what can Stein, what can Cool Beans all do, what can Dace do? He's on an outlap. Tiger NASCAR, is he going to be able to set any kind of time? He is currently in the middle sector, just about to go up towards Pujon. Haven't got his first sector split. Touches that inside curb a little bit, which does throw him off to the outside, but he is still on the straight. He is still on the tarmac, facing the right way. And he comes to the flicking it right, flicking it left. Missed the apex there on the inside a little bit. Could have said a little bit tighter. Follows that right-hander. A bit twitchy on the exit there. Maybe it is just the network connection. And he is going to get a slipstream from his teammate up ahead. His teammate today is Impossible Bacon, who is the full-time seat in the Red Bull. He's getting a nice slipstream along here. Bacon isn't on a lap yet. Gets out of the way at the last minute. So that was good for Tiger to get some... Oh, he abandons his lap. He's in the pit lane. That's his qualifying over. He has had a 43.5 though. Rayner, so Lasser is not on a lap. Corbyn's on an out lap. He's just come out of the pits. Dace is about to start. Rayner is also just started his flying lap. But let's jump on board with Dace. Honesy comes, leaves the pits. Cali leaves the pits. Stein leaves the pits, and Coolbeans is on a lap as well. Mr. Woot in a good position in the low 43s. On an out lap, but let's ride on board with Dace. Let's see what Dace can do in the first sector. Up Eau Rouge and Radion, and then we'll jump on and switch between Honesy, Cali, Stein and Corbins. They're all on the same spot of the track as well. As you can see just ahead there is a Tauri, a Ferrari, a Aston Martin and a Alpine. Alpine is Mr. Woot, yes. So Dace goes around. He's going to heavy brake into Brussels. What was his... hasn't got his first sector split time, annoyingly, again. So I don't know what his first sector split time. Sometimes when you go jump on and jump back off, jump off and jump back on, you will get his sector splits. But there isn't one. So let's see what we're going to have into Pujon. He keeps that pretty neat and tidy through there. He's going to brake ever so slightly into this right hand. We've lost Lasser. Lasser's crashed. Oh, no, he hasn't. He hasn't crashed. He's just retired. He can't go out again. So he's going to sit and wait and hope and pray that the drivers behind him aren't going to be able to set times. We've got a minute left of the session. This is Dace's last chance. This is Dace's last chance to get any sort of... still haven't got his middle sector split time. whether he was up or down. He's getting a nice tasty slipstream from Cali Rob up ahead that's going to help him no end. Holmesy gets out of the way. As you can see, those drivers are all going to be gearing up for this lap. So what has Dace got in his back pocket? Can he trouble the front row of the grid? No, he goes faster, but not fast enough. So Corbins is just starting his lap. Holmesy's just started, Callie's just started, and Stein will be crossing the line shortly as well. He started his lap now. So let's see what Corbins has got in the first sector. Is he up? Is he down? Is he in the middle? He is ever so slightly down. Ever so slightly down. Cali Rob is up, down, left, right, centre. Cali Rob is down as well. The drivers are struggling. Holmesy is up. They're all about 1500s up or down on their best times. Stein is just about up as well, so you can't make a lot of time up through Eau Rouge and Radion. Let's jump back on board with Corbins as the top 4 drivers are all going to try and get ahead of Lasser. Corbins has got 3/10 to find. Sorry, more than that. Half a second to find Corbins has. So let's see what Corbins has got in the middle sector. Has he got anything to trouble the top of the leaderboard? We're pretty neat and tidy through there. He is 3.5 up, so he's going to be jumping a few positions. The next driver on track is the Cali Rob. Runs very wide there, just about keeps it, and he's only 1300s up. So he's not... And Holmesy's round. So Holmesy's out of qualifying. Stein is just about to cross the line, and he's 2/10 up. And that's not going to be enough for that. So Corbins could see the biggest jump here. He gets a huge snap of oversteer. Coming around the final corner, lost himself. Yeah, he's lost all that time. And that is his qualifying done. He starts the race in P5 unless Bacon or Viet can go any faster. Cali Rob crosses the line. He's down. Stein is, as I say, at 10.5, nearly 2/10 up on his best time. So he will possibly jump up above Cali Rob. He does, and he goes above Holmesy as well and goes into P2. So Lasser on pole, it appears. Yeah, Holmesy's out of qualifying. He's not going to be improving. Dace isn't improving. Bacon isn't improving. Viet isn't. Exotic isn't. And Medwards goes across the line, improves his time, puts the time on the board with a 44.6, but that is P16. So we lost Brexit Beast, we lost Red Dog, we lost Exotic and B16 and Lasser, and the other drivers are all just finishing their and completing their flying laps. So that was interesting qualifying. The last run, only Stein improved. Holmesy had a bit of a spin. Cali Rob dropped time. Corbins dropped time. Dace improved, but not enough to trouble the top 5. And we got a front row grid of Lasser and Stein, 2 Dutch drivers. Then Holmesy, another Dutch driver, on the second row alongside American Cali Rob. Then we've got the British and Corbins and the American and Dace on the 3rd row of the grid. And then we've got Bacon and Viet on the 4th. Woot and Rayner on the 5th, B16 and Exotic together on the 6th. Will, who had a horrible qualifying, he's normally pretty decent in qualifying recently, especially around Spa. He's on the 7th with Tiger NASCAR. Delta Lima, we didn't see too much of Delta in the qualifying, but he's on the 8th row of the grid alongside, the 9th row of the grid, sorry, alongside, no, the 8th, it is the 8th row. My maths is all off. On the 8th row of the grid alongside Medwards. And then Brexit and Red Dog starting at the back. Now, Delta, what is the weather forecast for the race?
Dry.
Oh, it's dry. It's dry. So it's no, we don't get much rain in this league. It's very bizarre. Very bizarre.
We've got a 19% chance of rain at the start.
Oh, okay. Well, you might see a little bit of a sprinkling at some point, a Bernie Eccleston sprinkle.
And I only got one hot lap in. I crashed on my second one and then invalidated on my third.
Oh dear! I think a few drivers were struggling with some invalidations.
Yeah.
Tiger and Medwards especially. Red Dog crashed out. Brexit Beast, I'm not sure what happened to Brexit actually. But
I don't know.
I'm sure... exactly. So we've got Dutch 1, 2, 3. They are dominating this league so far. Lasser is definitely back to his best and back at the top of the grid. We haven't seen him for quite a while, but at the end of last season, beginning of this, he is absolutely on fire and on form. Horrible race last time out. Where were we last week? Can't even remember where we were last week. It does look a bit grey. It's not sunny like... That's it, Straya. He got crashed into by Cornet and he didn't complete even half the race, I don't believe. So yeah, it's not blue sky like it was in qualifying. It's grey and it's murky. For those of you who do follow Formula 1 and watch Formula 1, obviously the Spa race wasn't brilliant in real life. I think there was 4 laps in total, all 4 behind the safety car, and those 4 laps were spread over about 4 hours. So on the average, about an hour a lap. So let's just have a quick look here and see what drivers, what strategy people are going on. We've got Brexit, we've got Medwards, we've got Delta. We've got Will and Exotic all putting the medium tyres on. The top 10 all have to start on the soft tyre. All the tyres they started did their best qualifying time on, and from B16 down they can choose whatever tyre they like to start the strategy. It is an easy one stop. It's a medium soft or a soft medium. If you start on the medium, you will get the benefit of lower fuel and faster tyres at the end of the race. And if you start on the soft, then you obviously do the beginning stint on the faster tyre, but with heavier fuel load, but then go to the more durable medium tyre, which is still pretty quick around Belgium, to be fair. And go to the medium at the end. Overcut and undercut isn't that powerful here, so you won't see too many different strategies. It's going to be who is the faster driver rather than with the best strategy. If you do crash early, you have to go into the pits, you can change onto the hards and they will quite easily see you to the end of the race. So you might see a few drivers in the first few laps put the hard tyre on. They probably won't have to pit again unless we have a safety car and they can take a free pit stop. So as we're waiting for the grid to ready up, quick Bournemouth update. They're still losing 1-0 to Boreham Wood. For those of you who follow football, want to have a quick laugh at my rubbish football team. So Boreham Wood are in the National League, and between the National League you've then got League 2, League 1 and the Championship, and Bournemouth are in the Championship at the top, Boreham Wood are at the top of the National League, well, the top 6 in the National League, so there's about 3 divisions between them, and they're not doing very well today, so fair play to Boreham Wood. Anyway, back to the Formula 1. 18 drivers on the grid, 18 drivers ready to 10 seconds before we do ready up. What was the final tyre strategies? Anyone else change their mind? No. Red Dog, Tiger NASCAR, B16 all starting soft, and the rest of the top 10 all starting soft, everyone else on the medium. So here we go. Lasser's going to lead us away on the formation lap. As you can see, the marshal in the is waving his green flag to let Lasser know that he can do a very slow out lap. What's going on there? Why did I get that flash out? Hopefully we haven't got any lobby issues. Can't change the camera mode on this out lap for some reason. Got right on board with everybody. Just right on board with Delta through here. A bit dusty. Tigers seem to be flicking up a bit of dust. So he's starting on the medium tyre. Obviously a bit more durable. He can go further into the race. Delta had a horrible race in Australia last week, to about halfway, and then it all just seems to start to come together for him. Got a bit of mojo back, got a bit of form back, having a good drive. He was up into P9, P8, and then crashed it out on the last lap. First points of the season, and unfortunately...
I was only getting higher because everyone else was DNFing.
No, come on.
Let's not boast about something that's not there.
I was bigging you up then. And I'm not sure what happened, but you didn't actually get any points for that, which is a bit gutting, really.
Yeah. Need to consult Michael Massey about this.
You do, indeed. But he will just say, he'll just throw a dart at the book and say no or yes.
90% rule.
Yeah.
I got a bit greedy because I only needed to make up like 6 or 7 tenths to Dace to gain an extra position with the penalties and stuff. And I was just pushing too hard. And as I come through 11 and 12, just lost it. Tried to keep it out, or made it worse.
Yeah. How does this? What's the medium tyre going to do this race? How far in can you go? Do you reckon?
At least 14.
So you're looking at 14 laps. At least. So
I mean,
yeah, there you go.
I'm not personally going to look at 14. I'm going to look at, can I make it round turn 1? Can I make it around one lap?
And how many laps will your hard tyres do when you inevitably have to put them on?
A full race. When I hit at the end of lap 1.
So that beautiful Papaya McLaren is coming round, and he's just about to join the grid. So let's jump to... Let's probably go about 5 or 6 cars down, because there's quite a tight first corner. Let's jump on board with Corbins in P5. He's got Lasser, Stein, Honesy, Callie, and then himself ahead of him. As we load into the grid. Here we go. 4 lights, 5 lights. They go out and we go racing. Stein appears to have got away decent. No, he hasn't. Callie's got a great start. And Stein is already dropped down to P4. Piers, all drivers getting round. Corbyn's just dropped down to P6. Dace has got ahead of him. And who's that spinning around? That is Mr. Woot spinning around alongside Rainer Zufal. And there's lots of carbon fibre going off from around there. And Mr. Woot appears to have got that away from that unscathed. But some drivers have lost some M plates and wings and God knows what. We got a VSC. Delta, did you see what happened there?
A crash.
A crash. Bacon was involved in that because he's got no front wing. So Delta's had a great start, up 5 positions, and the biggest winner alongside Brexit Beast have gained 5 positions. Again, Stein has had a horrible race start and lost 2 positions down to P4. Holmesy stayed in P3. Callie Rob into P2 now, and Lasser has kept his P1. We're riding around in virtual safety car conditions, so drivers have got to drive to a delta time and stick to it. If you don't, guess what? You get a drive-through penalty. So you want to be... Brexit Beast has got a 5-second penalty, so I think he might have caused the crash that involved Mr. Woot, Bacon and Rainer Zufal. B16 is taking an excursion. I don't think he's got any front wing. Is that why he's driving so... Yes, he's lost his front wing as well, so that's why he was taking a huge excursion around Puhon. And we go racing. We are green. And there's cars up ahead all fighting for the same bit of track with about 4 or 5 cars wide through that corner there, involving Mr. Woot, Rainer up to the Bacon with no front wing, so he's going to be very slow through these 3 corners. He goes very wide there. The Haas of Brexit follows him. Lasser sets the fastest lap of the race. And who's that going up the inside? That's Tiger NASCAR on Red Dog. Has to back out of it as Red Dog holds his line very well. Mr. Woot gets a good exit there. Is he going to switch to the inside? No. Mr. Woot stays where he is. Will has made a good start. He's up to P9 as we follow him up through Eau Rouge and Radion behind Exotic. He's got a brilliant exit up there, carrying loads of speed, and he has got the easiest overtake of the race. And Exotic is dealt with pretty easily. I say pretty easily, very easily. Looks like Brexit Beast is in the pits. We've got Bacon in the pits, and we've got the McLaren of B16 in the pits. And Lasser's got a 2/10 lead over Callie. Look at Medward's up to P11. He's had a brilliant start. He's out on his own here. He's got a bit of a train behind him, but if he can keep that train behind, that'll be good. And we've lost Bacon. Bacon's crashed out at the top of Eau Rouge and Radion. And I don't think that's going to bring out a safety car. It's just going to be a yellow flag, it appears. It hasn't come out just yet. I'm sure the drivers of Brexit and B16 will be begging and hoping and praying for a safety car to bring themselves back into the race, but it doesn't appear so. So these 2 drivers going at it. Is Brexit going to try and make the overtake up the inside around Brussels? No, he's not. He keeps it behind him. Not a good overtaking spot into No Name, but he could possibly try and go around the outside into Puhon. Just right on board with him through here. He's going to get a lot of dirty AA. He backs off, doesn't attempt it, goes a bit wide, probably picked up a warning just there. So Brexit has served his 5-second penalty. Very late the brakes, Brexit, and quite early on the brakes of B16, which brings them very close together. Callie set the fastest lap of the race. Brexit tries to go down the inside, but decides against it. And just gets so much understeer through there from the dirty air. But look at the speed difference between them. He's going to go up the inside. He's got the inside line on B16, and B16 tries to switch back, tries to cut back in, both on the are they hard? No, Brexit's on the soft tyre, B16's on the hard, so that's why the speed difference was so big out of that final corner. The traction is just unreal. So as I say that, Callie has overtaken Lasser for the lead of the race. Watching that overtake has meant we didn't catch the overtake for the lead of the race. So Callie now in the lead, Lasser into P2, Honesy still P3, Stein is keeping P4. Following Honesy through there, Dace has improved into P5, obviously overtook Coolbeans at the start, and Coolbeans drops to P6. So both Alpha and Mayos having a good start. They're in P5 and P7 respectively. The Alpha Tauri is in P10, and Delta back on form, is he? Back on form? Oh no! I'm sorry. The commentator's cursed. He's in the points and he spins. Spinala. Down to P14 now. Out the points. Out the points. I'm sorry. He's got Tiger NASCAR coming up quick. Mr. Wu very close to the back of Red Dog. Red Dog very close to the back of Medwards. Callie is extending his lead. The move from Mr. Wu up the inside of Red Dog, giving each other racing room. Good to see. Red Dog's got the inside, Wu got the outside. And then we've got the Williams of Rayner just behind him as well. But Mr. Wu gets the move done. Is Red Dog going to try up the inside? Mr. Wu takes the wide line, Red Dog takes the narrow line, and that's going to put Rayner ahead, I think, of Red Dog, is it? He's literally pushing him up through. He's going to be pushing him up through Eau Rouge and Rally On, but it's not going to be enough. Red Dog, yeah, he's they both stay on track, which is good. I thought Red Dog was going to get a bit of a snap up there. It appeared to be, but the DRS train is in full force. Red Dog's already clipping, and what? Wow, Rayner Zufal missed a late breaker, and he gets ahead of Red Dog through there, up into P12. Red Dog drops to P13. Delta is still in the fight though. He's obviously lost 4 positions, but he's still in the fight, and that puts Medwards into the points. Into P10. Exotic in P9, Will still in P8. Viet P7, then he's got Coolbeans up ahead, then Dace, then Stein, Honesy, Lasser, and Callie Robb has got a 1.2 second lead. So Stein going to be looking to make a move on Honesy here. No DRS on this part of the track, but the slipstream, as I said before, is pretty strong. No move for Stein there. DRS will be opened. It's a bit of much better exit there from Stein over Honesy. Stein's got DRS. So has Honesy though. Is there going to be a move up the inside? No. Honesy got a good exit in the end. Managed to get the power down. And let's ride on board with ease. Let's go into the cockpit of Honesy up Eau Rouge and Rally On. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that today, but they are pretty special corners on their Formula 1 calendar, and Honesy appears to have... Seems to be a bit of a battle going on between Medwards and Mr. Woot. Mr. Woot got an excellent exit out of La Source. Is he going to try? And... oh! I thought Mr. Woot was going to try that then. He was on the inside into Eau Rouge. Medwards is on the outside, which gives him the perfect line. And the slipstream is working, and there goes Mr. Woot at the end of the camel. Medwards is going to try and fight that back. He's lost the points position, and he's going to try and fight it, but he's not. He's a bit futile, really. What's the tyre situation? I'm on the penalties at the minute. So Medwards is on the medium tyre, so he can go longer in the race. Mr. Woot has got the advantage of the soft tyres. What's the spots, the intervals like towards the back? Dace, sorry, towards the front. Actually, Rayner is pretty close to the back of Rayner here as you go around Pujon. Is he going to look to make a move into the braking zone at the right-hander? He's got the speed advantage, and yes, he has. Look at that, out-braking. He has missed a late breaker today as Rayner. He is on a mission after his... and we got a spinner. Exotic is round. So Exotic is now down into P14. Delta jumps him. Red Dog has jumped him, and Red Dog has also slipped through on Medwards. So Red Dog making those softer compound tyres work and taking advantage of Medwards' medium tyre runs. So the highest driver on the mediums is Will. He's in a pretty good position for the end of the race. Obviously he's going to be taking a bit of pain now, but he is still in a good position. He has gained, how many spots has he gained? 5, he's at 5. Red Dog's gained 7, so he's having a good race so far. And Lass has been overtaken by Honesy now. Honesy is up into P2. I'm missing all the overtakes at the front. We've got a couple of drivers picking up time penalties. Viet and Brexit Beast. Oh! Big boy! B16 is in the wall at the cottage. Damage. Hopefully he comes into view soon. Where is he? There he is. Can't see the damage from that angle. That was a horrible camera angle. No, it looks like he's alright. Just as Pride has taken a bit of a battering. And Delta is now up into P12. Look at him go. Look at him go. Cool Beans very close to the back of Dace. Is there going to be a move here? No. How many drivers are in this little battle? So Kelly and Honesy are starting to pull away a little bit from P3 and P4, P5 and P6 respectively. So there's 4 in this battle. Lasser is now behind Stein actually. So Lasser's not... He had good qualifying pace, but his race pace is not up there. He's now dropped down 3 positions down to P4. And Dace is going to be looking to make a move and get past him soon as well. So he's not having the greatest rate of all time. Obviously not sure what drivers have done fuel-wise. And some under-fuel, some over-fuel. Very wide there from Dace. Get back on the track safely. Don't want to hit that protruding wall. So it's sometimes better to hang back down this straight and down into turn 1 rather than overtake, because obviously the Camel is so powerful with the DRS. You're a sitting duck on most occasions, and Lasser is going to have the DRS. So is he going to look? Is he? I think he's too far back. He's too far back to make any significant move on Stein. Yeah, he is. And Dace was too far back as well. So was Cool Beans. And Via is sticking with this pack as well, with all the battling and the fighting going on. So he is remaining in there. He's got his teammate just ahead of him. Let's see what they can do. Honesy's closing up to the back of Callie now. He's only a half a second. So Callie thought he had it easy. He'd opened up a 1.5 second lead at the beginning of the race, but he's now being clawed back, and Honesy is a man on the mission in front of the big following orange army. Wants to try and get another win, wants to claw back first position in the Drivers' Championship that he lost. He's not been on a good run of form in the races or qualifying, but today, is he back to his best? Is he back to his best? Bournemouth update, we're still losing, 68 minutes in, and still 1-0 down, so it doesn't look like we're going to be advancing to the next round of the competition. Dace very close to the back of Lasser, looking to pile, and Dace pits. Dace comes in a lap early. He's going to try the undercut. The mediums will obviously go. There is an Aston Martin around. It's the Red Dog of the Aston Martin, who is now in P12. So Dace is going to try the undercut. He's going to be putting the medium tyres on to the end of the race. Will takes his position in P7, and Viet. So Dace is now dropping out. Where is Dace going to filter back out? It looks like it'll be behind, no, just in front of Delta. Delta's got a good exit there. We're going to see Delta go. Go on, Delta. Go on, son. Go on, son. Dump that ERS. You're going to have a tasty bit of DRS. Here we go. Let's watch Delta's overtake. It's nailed on. He cannot not do it. Here he goes. Switch to the outside. Dace. And look at that McLaren fly past. Dace is going to be absolutely apoplectic. And Delta is ahead. Look at him go. Oh, a bit twitchy on the exit there from Delta. He's got Dace coming up his inside. Now he's up the inside. Dace gets a huge amount of understeer there. Gets the position back, pushes Delta out a little bit. Dace is back ahead of Delta now. What's Delta got in his back pocket? Has he got anything? No, he just drives and oversteers out of no name. Round Pujon. Don't touch those curbs, Delta! And Delta was momentarily back up into the points and now drops back down into P11. He's got a nice tasty gap to Exotic behind him, so all he needs is one driver up ahead of him to crash out, and he might get his first official point to the season. What's going on from the front? Corbins, and all the drivers are pitting. Callie, Holmesy, Stein, Lasser, Viet. Corbins is not. Corbins is staying out. Now, he made this mistake in the last race. He stayed out a bit too long, which lost him in Jeddah, that was. It lost him a few positions, so we'll see if this... he hasn't used much ERS, actually. Will is obviously staying out. He's on the medium tyre, so Corbins is going to have to absolutely floor it now. He goes up over Rouge and Radion. He's, like I say, probably one of the most consistent drivers in the league. Just always puts his car up in the top 5 podiums. Not a race. He is a race winner in the league. He's won races, but he's not a consistent race winner. But he is definitely a consistent podium sitter, and that's going to put him in for a very good shout of the Drivers' Championship this season if he can keep his attendance and keep his form up. So Holmesy is now ahead of Callie, and they're fighting hard through this end of the Kemmel Straight, through this section. Holmesy has jumped Callie. Both drivers on the medium tyres now. Let me just flick to the tyres. Here we go. Drivers on hards. We've lost Medwards. Medwards is out. Where's Medwards crashed? I think he's retired in the pit lane, has he? I believe so. I think Medwards has retired in the pit lane. And here goes Tiger on Exotic. So Medwards has now left the session, retired in the pit lane, and Tiger gets past Exotic there. Exotic obviously on the medium tyre, on the hard tyre, sorry. Red Dog has put the hard tyre on as well to the end of the race. Brexit has got the hard tyre on to the end of the race as well. B16 not having a great comeback drive. Back in the McLaren like he was in last season, but not having a good comeback drive here today. So Holmesy now in the net lead of the race. Corbins is pitting. Let's see where Holmesy is on track. I think he will get ahead. Corbins is leaving his pit box now. Will takes the lead of the race on track. Corbins is coming out the pit lane. He's going to be jumped though, I think, by all the drivers. And Exotic's out. Exotic's out of the session. This could bring a safety car. I don't know if it will or not, actually, you know. Corbins, he's dropped down to P7. So it's just Will. Yeah, he sees that overcut, sorry, hasn't worked for him. And he's still there. In behind Lasser, but Lasser's missed. Lasser has lost out massively as well. He does set himself a personal best first sector. Slipstream and DRS would definitely help in that sense. But yeah, he's having a horrible start to the race right now. We've got Dace, we've got Lasser, Viet and Brexit all on 3-second time penalties. Position changes, yeah, Lasser's lost 5. Will has gained 12, but obviously he hasn't pitted yet. He's got a 5.2 second lead over Holmesy, but he is on those medium tyres. Oh no! Holmesy's round! He keeps it out of the wall. Right, he keeps it out of the wall. That's good for Holmesy. Those tyres will be cooked. And I thought that was Will at first, actually, because I thought I was driving on board with Will, but no, it's the Aston Martin of Holmesy. Just about keeps that out. Lap 10, that was interesting. With 12 laps remaining, he lost 5 seconds at that little juncture in his life. He's going to have to do it all over again. He's come from where did he start? He started P4. So he's going to have to come back to the front. So Lasser is back. Maybe in the medium, he just didn't like the soft tyres because he appears to be doing a better job on these mediums now. And is he going to be close enough to make a move on Stein into turn 1? No, he's not. Red Dog picks up a 3-second time penalty. Let's jump towards... all the gaps are pretty big. Apart from us, I do try and mix it around a little bit, see where the other fights and battles are going on in the rest of the league and the grid. But they're all pretty big gaps from P8 downwards. Delta, look at Delta in P8. Yeah, from P8 you got a 1.6 second. Mr. Wu 8 seconds behind Veer. Rayner 3.5 behind Wu. Tiger NASCAR 7.5 behind Rayner. Red Dog 18 seconds. Brexit 12 seconds behind. And B16 13 seconds behind. Obviously lost Exotic from a crash, Bacon from a crash, and Medwards from a retirement. So the Alpine of Will is got a 4-second lead, so he is losing time to Callie. Callie, all his Christmases came at once on that occasion, with Holmesy spinning out. Yellow flag, sector 2. Who is that? That is the... No, it is Will this time round. I thought it was Will last time. It's not Will this time. 11 laps into the race, halfway through, and he has his first spin, having a good race up until that point. He's probably absolutely raging in the cockpit and in his university halls right now. Yeah, not great from him. Delta Lima picks up a 3-second time penalty. So Will was in the lead of the race. Not the net lead, but the lead of the race, and he spins out from that. Manages to keep it out of the wall, which is good. And he's dropped down to P7, so his teammate Cornet is probably raging at the minute as well at him, if he is watching. I don't know if Cornet is. Stein sets the fastest lap of the race. He is chasing down. He's chasing down Callie now. He's got a bit of free air. Delta moves up into P7. Look at that from Delta. Go on, son. Overtake on Will. Goes very wide, though, and the Viet. Oh, my God, this is going to be chaos. We've got Viet going up the inside of Will, up into Eau Rouge and Radion. Delta could be a passenger at this point. Will and Viet do collide. Yeah, Will is out. Silly from those two drivers. And we got a full course safety car. This is now going to bunch the pack up. This is brilliant news for Delta. He can put the fresh tyres on. Yeah, those... They're both stewards. Will being head steward, Viet being one of the stewards' team. There could be a bit of a chat going on in the Discord a bit later on. You're going to have to call in some extra firepower for the stewards, because obviously they can't discuss their own... Oh, I was just distracted there from Bournemouth. We had a good shot, it's a good save by the keeper, then we hit the bar, then it was cleared off the line by a defender, and we just scored, but it was ruled out from offside. So yeah, it's not very good for us. Anyway, safety car is out. First safety car of the race, 12 laps in, with 11 laps remaining. It's good news for Delta. He can stick... Actually, let's jump on board with Delta. Delta, are you there?
Yes, hello.
Hello there. Hello. I was a bit worried for you then. I thought Viet and Will were about to just take their battle into the back of you.
I was worried for me as well. And then obviously I went off at turn 1 and then came back on slowly and off the line.
Watch the pit entry. There you go. So what's your plan? Will these softs do the end of the race? They will, won't they? There's 11 laps left. 10 now, actually. And with a couple of laps behind the safety car, you should be alright, yeah?
Yeah, in theory, yeah.
In theory. In theory. Got some drivers behind. It is. So the drivers on medium tyres get a free pit stop now. Oh, hang on a minute. Mr. Woot, what tyres did he start on? He must have started on softs. Yeah, it's his second stop, so he's alright. I thought he was... screwing himself over a little bit there, but yeah, we've got... Oh, so you're into P7. Look at that. Clear, yeah, clear P7 as well on the soft tyres. Delta, you're the only driver on the whole grid on the soft tyres. Oh,
I wouldn't get too excited. Come on.
I am. This is your time, mate. This is podium.
No, this always happens. This is what happens, right?
This is podium time for you.
It's like prom night all over again.
Expectation, reality is a quick ending.
and leaving a big mess.
Yeah, exactly. In poo, Hon? Right, anyway, I'll leave you to get back to it. You've got dates up ahead, you're going to have the fresh... You've got the fresh tyres, mate. Take advantage. Take advantage. Right, so we've got drivers of Honesy, Coolbeans, Lasser, Stein, Calirub all on 2 and 3 lap old mediums. Everyone else has taken advantage of the safety car and put fresh tyres on. Red safety car in Mercedes, and the Ferrari of Cali Rob in the red Ferrari. The Tifosi will be wanting a good points position, good points finish today. Ferrari are always reasonably pretty strong around Spa. They have been historically, not so much recently. Stein obviously now the lead Dutch driver for the Orange Army, who are always out in force massively around here. You've got Red Dog, Brexit and the B16 all yet to catch up to the back of the pack, so we will have at least one more lap under safety car conditions before we get racing again. With that will be then 9 laps remaining, a 9-lap shootout. More drivers coming in the pits. Viet and Rayner, did they put the wrong tyres on? I think they did. Tiger is in the pits as well. They've only just put these mediums on, so unless what they were doing, did they start on the soft tyres and they've gone to mediums to get them out of the way and then put the softs straight back on again? No, they wouldn't have done that. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but Red Dog now at P9. Viet, yeah, the Viet, Rayner and Tiger have all put the fresh softs on, so Delta is now not the only person on the soft tyres. He's got some competition. So whilst we are under safety car, just got my eyes on the Bournemouth game. Update, still losing 1-0 against Boreham Wood, which shouldn't be happening. But it does happen to a team like us. Oh, good ball into the back post actually there. Yeah, Cantwell on the ball now, new signing. Puts a tasty ball in across the box. And yeah, comes to nothing. Doesn't even go out for a goal kick. That's how bad the header was from our lead striker. Got some comments coming in on the YouTube channel. Let me just have a quick look at that. Means I've got to click off this game now. You're going to interrupt my football watching as I watch the safety car go round slowly. 17 messages on Discord. What's going on here? Right. YouTube. What's people saying? Only 2 watching actually. Will wants to join as co-commentator. Should we get him on board? Yes, let's. We got his thoughts and views on the safety cars in this lap, so we'll get him in quickly. Let me just get the game back on and get Will into the party quickly. Let's find him. Just jump off that. Right, party. Add. Right, let's go back to the game. Right. Safety car is coming in. Cali Rob will be the safety car. Stein is just behind. And Lasser's just behind as well. Corbins is in P4, so this could be another good point scoring position. Welcome, Will. Just hang on just a second, just as we watch the safety car restart. Cali gets away well. Lasser gets away well as well. He is not going to be travelling Stein into turn 1. Holmesy, it looks like it's all pretty much line astern through there. Red Dog is fighting Viet. Doesn't quite get that done. No, there we go. So Red Dog in P10, Delta in P7 though. With those fresh softs, is he going to make them count? No, he's miles behind Dace already. Right, Will, hello there. Shame you're joining me in such circumstances.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I thought something was going to happen between you two. I saw you going wheel to wheel up there, and I thought something. I didn't think it was going to end very nicely.
Yeah, I mean, it's what it is, isn't it? Someone went for a move into the chicane at Australia last week, and I died, and now someone went for a move into Eau Rouge. But
oh, of course, yeah, it's 2 weeks in a row, isn't it? Your qualifying has been pretty good recently, though. But today your qualifying wasn't great, but your race pace was well up there. You were doing really well. It's a shame you spun at Pujon as you did.
Yeah.
It's caught a few drivers out today. It's caught Holmesy out, so you're not, you know, it's not the worst.
Tell you when I got into lobby, I realised the only setup I had was from 2 weeks after the game released.
Oh, lovely, jubbly. That's not what you want.
Took a while to get used to.
It's not what you want. So how was the race from your perspective? You got a yellow flag actually. Two
Red
players.
Dog has got damage. He's spun.
Red Dog and Rayner have come together. Rayner's not having a good race today either. Lost his wing as Rayner.
Yeah, a little bit of damage as well. I just don't think it's visible.
Okay, yeah, it's a bit strange this, isn't it? The you can have like
Brexit Beast and Tiger NASCAR.
And Red Dog spun at Blanchimont. What's happening? Brexit Beat and Tiger NASCAR, are they having a bit of a to-do, are they?
He thought about it into the chicane, backed out.
Yeah.
Might a little bit of pressure from Big Boy.
Okie dokie. Okay, so I think Viet's overtaken Mr. Woot here. So what do you think Delta's chances are? Delta is in the party. You can hear everything you're saying, by the way, live. He won't respond. What's your chances of Delta? Let's just jinx him. How much can we jinx him? He's in P7.
No, he needs to play a bit more of those DRS games he played with me in Viet. He might be alright.
Was he playing a DRS game with you, was he?
No, he just made a mistake into turn 1.
Oh yeah, he did, yeah. He admitted that. I mean, it's Delta, isn't it? He's nothing's ever on purpose from him. It's just his he runs out of talent on some occasions, bless him. Oh right, Honesy he's not been able to come back as I thought he would do. He's still in P5. He's got ahead of Dace. He's been ahead of Dace actually for a while. Actually, I lie there. But yeah, he's struggled through Pujon today.
Exotic and Delta.
And
Delta's round.
Viet has taken Delta out. I
don't know. It's hard to say that you need to hear views.
Yeah, like I do. On first viewing, it looked like Viet just cut straight back across the front of Delta there and spun him around. Personally, that's just like I say, on first viewing from a weird camera angle, that's what it looked like. I won't get Delta's thoughts just yet because he is probably he's been spun out from P7. Yeah, exactly. He's a pretty calm guy anyway, to be fair. But you know, on occasion, the odd swear word does raise out of his voice. DRS has now been enabled.
Cool Beans are probably the two closest on track.
Yeah, I was just on board there with Honesy. Cool Beans, I've said it before, disgustingly consistent, isn't he?
Yes.
Never gets time penalties, and just is always there in and around the podium. I said he has won races in this league before, but he doesn't win them. No, he's won one or two races since he's been here. But the amount of podiums he's got is absolutely crazy. And he is a championship leader at the minute.
Running pretty low wings as well because Honesy just wasn't gaining in the toe there at all.
Yeah, that's good for him. Obviously, through the Camel, the DRS is not as powerful as it is in real life here. Actually, it's the Camel can cause. I think it's more of a DRS train, to be honest, here today. The front four are all running pretty. The front six actually are all running very close together. So there's no chance to get any.
Careful, you might drop out of the DRS of Cali Rob.
Yes, Cali is starting to. He is starting to pull away a little bit here, actually, isn't he? Dace is close to the back of Honesy, but very twitchy there from Dace on the exit, but manages to keep it and doesn't lose too much time. Actually, Honesy's out of the DRS of Coolbeans now, actually, as well. So it's going to save Coolbeans for the minute. Obviously, DRS isn't going to be enabled until they get around the final corner. So hopefully, Honesy can get a bit more of a slipstream here and close up a 10.5 gap. He's got just fallen back again. Yeah, he hasn't, has he? So Dace has got 56, Honesy's got 35. Dace. Is that 6 seconds for him now? It is. It is. So Dace is going to drop down. He's not going to be troubling.
Not going swimmingly for the Dace.
It's not. Both Alfa Romeos have been in a bit of the wars today, and a bit of either the wars or the steward's office.
Yeah, I think
I'm sure you're going to.
Easily here.
Where is it? There we go. Yeah, he's already on the back of his gearbox there as they exit the top of Radion. Dace is going around the outside. Honesy's going to switch to the inside. Honesy's going to filter back in behind, and he's not going to be able to make another move to the overtake. But obviously Honesy is going to get that free position, and he probably will get another free position from Lasser at the end if he can stay. What is the gap from Honesy to Lasser? It is 2 and a bit seconds. So Honesy will get 2 free positions at the end of the race. Coolbeans is at the minute. I've said he's in 4th position.
got an easy DRS pass there on Brexit Beats as well down the straight. Steinzap's got to watch out though because he's pretty low on ERS. As you say, is Cali as well.
17. Cali's on 20. Yeah, so.
Lasser's got quite a lot, but he does have that penalty, so it's kind of taking the win away from him.
Yeah, and Coolbeans is looking to get another podium by proxy.
With PSO, unless Stace can put him under some pressure.
Yeah, but then, yeah, obviously Alfa Romeo's got a bit of a habit today of magnetising themselves to other cars. Mr. Woot having a good drive in P8. Tiger having another good second race in SFR. He's in P9. Not as good as a result as he got in Jeddah on his debut, but he's in P9. B16 in the points on his comeback. Brexit on debut in P11. Doesn't look like he's going to be troubling the points. Still quite, I don't know, they're all quite close. The top 11 are pretty much just about on the same bit of, they can all see each other. As I think Stein is in DRS of Cali Rob here. He will have DRS. Let's say both drivers haven't got they've got the same amount of ERS. And Lasser is going to be closing in as well. But Stein, right on board with that. Is going to be able to move for a late break. And up the inside, Stein has got the move done into end of the Kemmel Straight. He's ahead. So Cali's lost the lead of the race with 3 laps remaining. Or 3.5, should I say.
Yeah, and if this continues, it might bring Coolbeans into the fray as well.
Yeah.
Really need to make any audacious moves here on Lasser.
No, he will get one. Let's say he will get at least one free position. Brexit picks up another 3-second time penalty. That's 6 seconds for him now. So that will see Delta's too far back from Brexit. So yeah, he won't be able to get ahead. Delta unfortunately has now lost his.
Going for the fastest lap, I'd imagine.
Is he in the pits? Box and stop. Box and stop for Reiner. As he comes out, he will get the... they're good. Runs a bit wide on the exit there.
Sneller box and stop.
Box and stop. So Red Dog is in P13. Had a good day today at the Forest game, beating Leicester City 4-1. But not having a good race. Bournemouth update.
Martin Tyler and Martin Brundle in the fucking commentary.
I know. Bournemouth update. We're still losing 1-0. 5 minutes of added time where we played 93. I actually can't believe we're going to be losing at home to Boreham Wood. That's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
That's hilarious.
And it's pretty much our full strength team as well. It's not like we're playing the kids, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Lasser could put Cali Rob under some pressure here actually. He's going to have the
He
toe.
could be. Is he out? I think
he's...
that's a gap to leader actually. That's not the interval. Right.
Yeah,
here we go, Lasser. Yeah, he is. They both got DRS. They're both dumping ERS. They're side by side. It's right on board Lasser. No, Lasser does be quite clever there. I think he just
switch back.
Look at that.
Oh, we're on the outside. Can't hold it.
No, he can't. Good defending there from Cali. Put his car on the inside in the good position. And Lasser trying everything he could to go around the inside, the outside.
I think that's just what Steinzap needed as well. That's brought him out of the DRS. If he can have a good sector here.
Yeah.
Three. Drive off into the distance and control the gap now. 2 laps remaining.
He can. He is. He's going to be.
Yeah. Close to the back of Coolbeans as well.
Yeah. Dace wants to get another position on track. He will obviously lose it at the end. That's a bit out of shape through those S's there. Actually, I think he's lost a bit of time. Yeah, he's lost about 2 tenths there. It just dropped down from 4 to 6 tenths. So he's got to be careful that he's not going to lose. Because Cali Rob is going to be a bit of a sitting duck now, because he's out of DRS and Glass is going to have it. Cali doesn't need to defend too hard because Glass has got a 3-second time penalty. Knowing Lasser though, Lasser will probably try and fight that in the steward's room afterwards.
Yeah, he's not had a great line through there either. He went a little bit deep on the entry. That might compromise him on the exit.
How old are his? Are his tyres the oldest?
A little bit. I'll have a look. They're all the same.
Yeah, they're all the same.
Dace's on 7 lap over mediums. Everybody else is on 11 lap over mediums.
So Lasser he didn't look strong on the softs. He seemed to be struggling. He obviously started pole and then dropped down to P6 just from overtakes. It wasn't even mistakes. It was just from here he goes though. Oh, Cali, very late move to try and defend that, but Lasser gets ahead of him, cuts back in front of him. I think that's a bit of You cut in front of me, I cut back in front of you. Shows Kelly who's boss. And Lasser takes...
There as well, who doesn't have the DRS to defend. That could be a move on the last lap.
Yeah, we've got a lap and a half remaining. We're on lap 21 or 22. Stein is leading the race. Lasser's now 8 tenths behind. Callie in P3. A bit twitchy there on the exit from Viet. Honesy just driving around in P6 at the minute. He's not troubling anyone. He's just there goes Rayner with a 44.939. Fast lap of the race. That'll be a point for Williams. They were leading in the constructors up until last week, until they both had a double DNF. So every point matters. Lasser's going to pick up probably... he's not going to be in the podium actually, is he, Lasser, at this rate?
And there's a big ERS disparity between Calirub and Coolbeans as well. Coolbeans has about 40% more ERS than Calirub, who's already flashing his red light.
Again, Coolbeans
just about retains the DRS from Lasser.
He just doesn't use ERS either. I've noticed that every race this season. He's always got so much more ERS than anyone else. He just sits there, doesn't he, behind drivers and just pounces on mistakes and, you know, time penalties.
Possibly out of the DRS here.
Yeah, he's... Oh, I think he has. I think he's just lost it.
He's just out of it.
Yeah, just.
Putting the pressure on him now,
right.
Sure.
Here we go. He could... Coolbeans at this rate could get P2. Right, that's right on. I think he's too far back though, is Coolbeans. He didn't... It's 4 tenths. He is gaining. He's gaining. Yeah, I think he's going to stick with that. Lasser. And Lasser's got Stein. Lasser's got Stein. Lasser's now leading the race. Stein obviously probably didn't fight that as hard as he probably could have done. And Lasser's now back in the lead.
Nace is putting the pressure on Coolbeans as well.
He is.
Sure, he's not scared of making an audacious move.
No, he's got 6 seconds. He's got nothing to lose, but nothing to gain at the same time. So I don't really think he should be looking to try and make any audacious moves personally. But we know Dace. His heart rules his head. He is. He's really struggling in the middle sector, is Holmesy.
It's a good job he's got those pad hacks.
It is. That's probably what's letting him down today.
Here goes Coolbeans and Callie are both dumping the entirety of the battery.
Alright, is Coolbeans going to go for an audacious move through Blanchimont? Is he going to go send a dive bomb up the inside? Here he goes. He goes switches to the outside. He's going to have the inside line there, wheel to wheel. He gets the inside apex, but Callie Rob hangs it on the outside.
He's going to get the traction.
No,
he's
not.
He
does.
might get him up to the line.
Oh, no. Keeps it. Stein wins. Callie in P2. Coolbeans P3 gets a podium. Honesy moves up to P4. And then Lasser and Dace both drop respectively to P5 and P6. Tiger gets P7. Mr. Woot gets P8. Viet P9. B16 P10. And then Brexit Beast on his SFR debut just finishes just outside of the points. Delta is going to come home in P12. Unfortunately for him, he's having such a good race, but the commentator's curse brings him back down to earth with a bang. Red Dog going to come home in P13. Rayner in P14. So you watched the last 8 laps there. How was that for you?
Not bad. Yeah, it's pretty entertaining. It's a
The front 6 are all very close.
A little bit of a DRS train, but they still managed to make quite a few moves. So
they did, yeah. It was a good race there from Stein in front of the Orange Army, who are always heavily pack out Spa-Francorchamps, especially along the Kemmel Straight. They like setting off an orange flare. We've lost Rayner on the last corner, I think.
Yeah. Get some donuts, or just some weird weaving.
Yeah. And that is round 5 of the season over and done with. Coolbeans with another podium. I don't think it will see a retained top spot of the drivers because Stein won the race. Tiger NASCAR gets the official driver of the day from Cody's. And Bournemouth update, they've lost.
Yeah.
Confirmed. Awful. I'm embarrassed to support Bournemouth today. Stein gets the winner's trophy. Another race win from him. Kelly gets himself on the podium again, and so does Coolbeans. Yeah, it's pretty entertaining. Spa always does deliver, to be fair. I'm glad it wasn't like Australia last week, where it was just 2 laps safety car, 2 laps safety car, 2 laps safety car. At least it was a bit more free flowing. 1 safety car, 2 VSCs.
I needed one for my strategy. A couple of people crashed, no safety car. Of course, I crash, safety car.
Yeah.
Game does like to rub it in.
It does. So drivers without time penalties were Stein, Kelly, Holmesy, Tiger, Viet. I don't think got time penalties, did he? B16 didn't get one. So a few. Yeah, Viet did. B16 didn't. That was it. That was flashing up there. So there we go. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me in the commentary box as well. No, I've got to jump off. I'm going to leave that as that, and yeah, we're going to jump out now, and we come back next week, and next week we are racing in Monza. We are back to Monza, another fast, low downforce track. Hey, how's your feeling about that? You're always pretty decent around Monza, actually, aren't you?
Yeah, but Monza in this game is absolutely horrid. So.
Yeah, there's a few drivers who want it taken off, but you know, it's going to stay. We haven't had Monza for a while. So that'll be an interesting race. Well, see you next week in Monza.